Good morning, everyone. It's so good to see you again. Today, we're going to talk about the power of saying no. Hello, good morning. Happy Monday. I am Dee, and welcome back to another episode of Dee's Mindful Monday Musings, where I sit and chat with you in my casual little corner of the internet and just speak with you heart to heart in this just casual, organic conversation where nothing is perfect and everything as is perfect and as it should be all at the same time. How beautiful is that? So one of the things that has been coming up in my personal world here recently is using the power of the word no. And we don't even think about this most of the time, and we hear about personal boundaries and healthy boundaries and just say no and all of these things, but we don't really think about deeply anyway about how we can implement this in our own lives to create space that we would like to create, um, manifestations, to create room and to create peace and harmony and just all around a more enjoyable life to live. We really don't think that the word no has that much power, and it truly, truly does. So, in my personal life, I had some major blocks, or what felt like major blocks to me, around a couple different things, and I didn't even realize they were there. And the super simple solution to both of those big blocks that felt so huge to me is the word no. It's such a tiny little word, right? But it holds so much power. So I would like to invite you to take a look at your own life and see where maybe you can implement the word no more often and more powerfully and see how it shifts things for you. We can say no to family members, to friends, to things we don't want to do, and or maybe prefer not to do. Maybe we want to do them, but there's something else we would prefer to do. We get to say no to the thing, we really do. We get to say no. So if it's not a hard hell yes for you and you are hemming and hawing and stressing about it and you're making faces about it and it doesn't feel good in your body and you're like, oh God, I really don't want to do it, but how can I tell them no? Say no. Just say no. Listen, people are not going to hate you or be mad at you. They may be disappointed. And in this aspect of the conversation, what I'd like to point out is that they may be disappointed. You are not disappointing them. Okay. Their feeling of disappointment is something that they get to control. They can decide not to be disappointed that you're not doing the thing and just wish you happiness and joy in whatever you choose to do that isn't the thing they invited you to do. So don't take ownership of the disappointment in this scenario. Okay, we get to say no. And it doesn't matter if our plans look like sitting on the couch, enjoying some time with our mate or our dog or our cat or just fucking by ourselves. Maybe we want to catch up on the latest series that we're watching or whatever. We get to do that. We get to say no, and it's not about being out to hurt anyone's feelings or not desiring to do things or not finding someone else valuable or that thing valuable. It just has to do with it's not in alignment for us at that time. And we get to say no. Okay. And I'll just share with you that one of my big no's was around my art. I thought if I start getting my art out there more, and people see it and they like it and they want something like it, but they want it in this color or this style or whatever. I'll have all these custom orders and I'll be cranking out art like a machine, and it's not going to be fun for me anymore because I love doing my art. I love it. It's very meditative for me. It's very enjoyable. I love looking at people's faces when they receive a gift of my art or they buy themselves a piece of it or they're just enjoying looking at it. I love that. So I had to remind myself that even if I do get custom orders or when I do get custom orders, I can say no to certain projects that I don't feel in alignment with. And I can also create a waiting list and let people know, it's going to I can do it, but it's going to take this amount of time for me to be able to complete it because I have other things going on, right? I don't only do art in my life. I do a lot of other things too, just as you do. So we get to set that boundary and we get to say no. And that was a very powerful moment for me. And it seems super simple, I know, but we don't realize things and things don't land with us until they do. Right. So we can go years stressing ourselves out about a certain thing. And then all of a sudden, one day, we're like, oh, I can actually say no to that. That's freaking amazing. And it's so simple, but yet we don't always realize it. And so when we allow ourselves the power of the word no, then it's an absolutely amazing thing and it will blow out some of the blocks that you don't even realize you have because you get to use your voice. You get to say no. You get to set those boundaries and clear out the path and create the space for the other beautiful things that you want to do in your life and clear out the path for all of the places you're going in your life. So I invite you just to remember, right? Because that's what I had to do. I had to remember that the power of the word no is mine to use. And it has nothing to do with diminishing anyone else or leaving anyone else out or not participating or anything like that. It's just sometimes we get to say no. And it's beautiful and it's good. And it creates all this space. So I invite you to remember your power of the word no and implement it in your life and being mindful always to be courteous and respectful in your use of the word no. Still use the word no. Okay. You get to do that. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you. And I am so excited to share this with you because it's been so big for me over the past week. So I'm super excited about it. Also, I have some other things that are coming up and in tomorrow's podcast, or well, the podcast that I'm recording tomorrow, I'm going to be making an announcement at the end that I'm super excited about because things are shifting in my life right now. And there's going to be some new things coming, some things that are presently in place that are going to be falling away. If you follow me on any of my social media platforms, you're already aware of my readings and my mentorships falling away here soon. So if you do want a reading with me or you are interested in a mentorship, please contact me about setting up your appointment for these things because they are going to be going away very quickly because I'm moving on to some other things and I'm just not going to have time to do those things anymore. So if you happen to be interested in those things, please, I encourage you to go ahead and contact me, email me, text me, send me a messenger message or whatever and get yourself on my schedule so that we can do the thing. Okay. And look out Wednesday morning at the end of my podcast episode with Michelle, and you will be hearing the announcement for the exciting upcoming things that are in the works right now. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for being a part of my life in this way. I treasure it and I'm so grateful for it more than you will ever know. Thank you so much again, and I will see you next week. I love you all.